So first of our introduction, I will talk about oxybenzone. Oxybenzone or benzophenone 3 is one of the most common chemical filter found in commercial chemical sunscreen. It forms colorless crystals that are readily soluble and provides UV coverage. While primary function of oxybenzone is to absorb UV light, research has shown that it is also absorbed by the skin and stays in our body for an unknown amount of time. Next, I will talk about some benefit of oxybenzone. Oxybenzone protects the skin from the sun's harmful effect. It mainly absorbs UVB radiation, which is responsible for sunburn and increase the risk of developing skin cancer. It also absorbs short UV rays, which are mainly responsible for skin aging.
Next, I'm going to explain about the reaction of oxybenzone in the sunscreen. So, first of all, I'm going to talk about the use of oxybenzone as a sunscreen. So at this point, we're all aware of the importance of surgery on sunscreen regularly to protect our skin from the sun's harmful rays and ultraviolet rays. And we know that the most popular ingredients in a sunscreen is oxybenzone. So, what is oxybenzone? Oxybenzone is an organic compound that is used in the sunscreens. It is a derivative of benzophenone. It's from colorless crystals that are readily soluble in most organic solvents. It is used as an ingredient in sunscreen and other cosmetics, and it has a role as a dermatology drug, a protective agent, and absorbs ultraviolet filters. So, anyone looking for sun protections can use oxybenzone to protect and to filter the sun rays. Next, for a chemical formula of oxybenzone, oxybenzone has a 40 carbon, 12 hydrogen, and also 3 oxygen. And as you can see in this picture, is shown a structure of oxybenzone, and we can call it as a 2-hydroxy 4-methoxy benzophenone. Next, productions of sunscreen, or how oxybenzone produced in the sunscreen. So, oxybenzone is produced by Friedel-Crafts reactions of benzoyl chloride with 3-methoxyphenol to absorb lower energy radiation. But before that, what is Friedel-Crafts reaction? So, a Friedel-Crafts reaction is an organic compound reaction involving an electrophilically aromatic substitution that is used for the attachment of substitutions to aromatic rings. And there were two types of Friedel-Crafts reactions, which is the alkylation and acylation reaction. As we know, 3-methyphenol will react with benzoyl chloride within the presence of AlCl3 as a catalyst to create oxybenzone or 2-hydroxy 4-methoxy benzophenone. So the reaction is thought to be because of the Friedel-Crafts acylation.
Furthermore, I will continue the topic on the scientific application of oxybenzone in sunscreen. As we all know, sunscreen provides multiple scientific uses and advantages, making it an essential substance in the field of dermatology and photoprotection. Generally, sunscreens are available in the form of creams, lotion, paste, oils, butter sticks, and sprays. However, sunscreen products are only routinely tested for their ability to delay the onset of sunburn in skin exposed to the ultraviolet radiation, what we call as UV. So briefly, oxybenzone is a benzophenone derivative commonly used throughout the world to make sun products with especially high sun protection factors SPF. Moving on to photostability and efficiency on oxybenzone in sunscreen. So what is photostability? Photostability is the resistance to change induced by ultraviolet radiation. Oxybenzone proved to be a stable UV filter. So based on the NLFP experiment in which MET was used as a quencher, there was no change in the kinetics of transition decay, and even after 24 hours of irradiation, there was no photodegradation of oxybenzone. On top of that, the formulation containing oxybenzone-bearing gelatin microspheres in aloe vera gel showed the best sunscreen efficiency. The formulations were evaluated for skin irritation tests in human volunteers, sun protection factor, and minimum erythema dose in albino rats. These studies revealed that the incorporation of sunscreening agent loaded microsulfates into aloe vera gel greatly increased the efficiency of sunscreen formulation more than 4 times. So as for the skin absorption and safety of oxybenzone in sunscreen, the overall wavelength covered by oxybenzone absorption ranges between 290 nanometer and 360 nanometer. Therefore, oxybenzone is one of the most common UV absorbers used in sunscreen. Oxybenzone, an ingredient widely used in sunscreens, is purported to have a potentially destructive effect on hormonal homeostasis. Aside from its photoallergic potential, major concerns regarding its systemic absorption profile and its potential as an endocrine disruptor has endangered heated debate regarding the overall safety of this molecule. The molecule is predominantly excreted via urinary and possibly fecal routes, and studies with rats have demonstrated that oxybenzone or its metabolites accumulate primarily in the liver, kidney, spleen, and test, and to a lesser extent in the intestine, stomach, muscle, heart, and adrenal glands. Next, organic UV filters are emerging contaminants with increasing evidence of their negative impact on environmental health and water quality. One of the most common and environmentally relevant organic UV filter is oxybenzone. While much of the initial focus has been on investigating the interaction of oxybenzone with coral reefs, there have been several recent studies that indicate that organic UV filters are affecting other environmental endpoints, including marine animals, algae, and plants. So, oxybenzone has been found to bioaccumulate in marine animals such as fish and mussels, and then potentially acting as an endocrine disruptor. In plants, exposure to oxybenzone has been associated with decreased photosynthesis, inhibited seed germination, and impaired plant growth.
Next, we have oxybenzone characteristic. Oxybenzone is a derivative of benzophenone, that actually a compound of ketone that attach to two phenyl group. Oxybenzone is a colorless crystal that already soluble in most organic solvent and typically appears as white or yellow powder as a crystallize. It works to absorb UVA ultraviolet rays and has a boiling point at 155 degrees Celsius. Oxybenzone is a small molecule that absorbs transdermally through the skin and is excreted in the urine. And oxybenzone also preventing UV from reaching the skin and has melting point at 65 degrees Celsius that turn crystallized powder to a liquid state.
So this is the process of making hexobenzone in sunscreen. In hexobenzone, there is a solid lipid nanoparticles (SLN) that help to reduce risk of getting transepidermal water loss (TEWL), and the preparation to make SLN. There's a 3 method. That is, firstly, high speed shearing, high pressure homogenizations, and micro emulsifications. Material of oxybenzone was obtained by International Specialty Product, USA. The preparations slightly same with the SLN. Aqueous phase contain AVPA under mechanical agitations by using mechanical stir at 400 rpm in a water bath. Moreover, while stirring with a magnetic stir, dispersions was allowed to cool down at room temperature to get rid of the organic solvent, and that's how oxybenzone was obtained.